देना प्लीज।
हाँ, तो अभी इस वीक से आप लोग सब कुछ रिकॉर्डिंग लैब सब कुछ सही चलेगा। अभी लैब भी हमने अपग्रेड किया, ठीक है ना। तो एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू बी हैपन प्रॉपरली। आज भर का टाइम दो, कल से आप लोगों को सब कुछ सही बढ़िया सब कुछ मिलेगा आप लोगों को, ठीक है ना।
ओके सर।
क्योंकि लैब भी हमारा अभी तक एक्चुअली हमने किया नहीं, आज हम लैब करेंगे, तो हम इसी का वेट कर रहे थे कि वो लैब स्टार्ट हो जाए। सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी गुड फॉर एवरीवन। ओके, सो आज आप लोग के लिए पहले, जब तक लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, लेट्स हैव सम फन थिंग, राइट। लेट मी शेयर माय मैं स्क्रीन दिख रही है?
हाँ हाँ सर।
अच्छा,
ये
ठीक।
सर।
चलो, जब तक लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं तब तक हम कुछ मजे करते हैं, थोड़ा सा एंजॉय करते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्विज, ठीक है ना। तो लेट मी आई डू द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन। सो कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस मैं पूछता हूँ आप लोग से, एंड जस्ट लेट मी नो उसका आंसर। देखते हैं कि थोड़ा सा आप लोगों का क्या थॉट प्रोसेस बोलता है। यहाँ पेस्ट कर सकता हूँ क्या मैं? लेट मी सी। अजीब सा आ रहा है, एक मिनट ना। What was the book note? Let me see. This is the fine. Okay.
चांगला आहे का लसूण हे बघ नम्रता लसूण असं आहे ना
Please mute. I would request. Please mute. Where is my Zoom? Okay, okay. Here it is. You can see the participant as well. All right.
काम करा आता काय करणार
Avinash, can you please mute yourself if you don't mind?
काहीच नाही
Let me mute Avinash. All right. So, can you guys tell me what does SD-WAN stand for? Anyone? Because it's a very basic question. Just a Q&A. You want to do that?
That is the software defined one.
Which option is correct?
Okay. Software defined wide area network.
सर ए।
A, right?
Yes.
Agree. A is the correct answer. Good. So SD-WAN stands for software defined wide area network. Okay. It is not like something standardized data wide network, right? It's not a secure defined access network. It's a software defined network, wide area network basically. Now I'm going to ask second one, right? And let me see who all is going to answer. Which protocol is commonly used in the traditional WAN for site-to-site communication? Means, let's suppose I have a traditional WAN, right? So which protocol we are going to? Let's suppose I have the two branches, they are connected with the ISP. So what is going to be used?
BGP.
बीजीपी।
BGP.
Yeah, that's very close. But do we use end-to-end BGP or we have
नो।
something in between in ISP network? Can you just think about it?
एमपीएलएस।
What we call the circuits for the two branch connectivity? The MPLS circuit or BGP circuits?
MPLS circuit.
एमपीएलएस।
MPLS will
Yes,
be there.
that's like a tricky one. So you have to be use your like logical brain while simulating the answers. So BGP is quite right. Protocol is going to use the BGP, but MP BGP is also running in the MPLS, right? You all agree?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So the MPLS is correct answer. This is the one protocol which is going to commonly used for the branch-to-branch communication in terms of the we have the MPLS circuits. If there is IPsec, then might be the IPsec is correct answer, but it is not available. So it is going to be MPLS only. Okay. Why I'm
Okay.
asking this all questions? Because we discussed this all in the our day one or day two lecture. Let me cancel it. Now you guys tell me what is the key benefits of the SD-WAN over traditional WAN? You just read out the options and tell me. Expensive deployment cost,
सर
limited
सी।
application visibility.
Centralized management.
सी सर।
What were others? Everyone agree with the C or anyone have different thoughts? I can see there is more than 10 people here. So guys, please come up with your answers?
Yes, sir. Sir, the answer would be C, centralized management and control.
Yeah, thanks, Sunanda. So that's the correct answer. Who all are the answers? Centralized management and control. This is the correct answer. So let's move the next one. We'll have the 10 questions, right? And we'll try to go after that, the topic. Let me put the another one.
Sorry to join late.
Hey Nihal, good morning.
Hi, sir. Morning.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर
So-
कैसे हो
बस बढ़िया बढ़िया सौरभ and Nihal.
B
So we are
होगा
doing
सर.
the quiz. We are doing the quiz. हम आप लोग का वेट ही कर रहे थे. तब तक हम थोड़ा सा रिफ्रेशमेंट कर रहे थे कितना किसको आता है, ठीक है, ताकि तैयारी भी होती रही साथ में ना.
AAR होगा सर.
एक
Second.
मिनट एक मिनट पहले आंसर खोज के बैठ गए एकदम एक्साइटेड सौरभ. कोई बात नहीं. गुड. सो व्हाट टाइप ऑफ द ट्रैफिक स्टीयरिंग? ट्रैफिक स्टीयरिंग मतलब क्या होता है कि ट्रैफिक को मोल्ड करना, राइट? सो इफ आई वांट टू मोल्ड द ट्रैफिक, आई वांट टू चेंज द पाथ, आई वांट टू डू द मैनिपुलेशन, दैट इज ट्रैफिक स्टीयरिंग, ठीक है. इसका मतलब ये होता है जैसे बीजीपी में एट्रीब्यूट होता है. So whatever traffic steering is used in the SD-WAN to select the best path for application. ठीक है. So there is a 4 option: static routing, application aware routing, there is a policy based routing, equal cost multi-path routing. I want everyone contribute.
Application aware.
So I have the Nihal answer. Saurabh, what was your answer?
B, application aware routing.
What were others? Everyone please try to give your answer. Might be the wrong or right, but
इक्वल कॉस्ट मल्टीपाथ राउटिंग होगी तभी तो वो मैनिपुलेट करेगा ना.
okay. What others? No, you guys give the answer. I'll explain what is the right one, and I'll explain the reason as well. I have 2 flavor of the answer. 2 people are saying with the application aware routing. One have the equal cost multipath routing. What were others? Sunanda, Vinod, Sashank, Naveen, Avinash,
Sir,
Arjun. B.
application aware routing.
Application aware routing. Okay. So yes, Saurabh, it is going to be application aware routing only because it is talking for the application. You can see path for the application. Multipath is something we have the dual home scenario for the any kind of the routing, but they are talking especially for this application. So application for the studying the application based traffic, we have to use the application aware routing. So the B is the correct answer. Okay. Let me put something new here. And let me see. In Cisco SD-WAN, which component is responsible for centralized policy management? Still, I didn't discuss this, okay? मैं आज इसको बात करूंगा, आप लोग को explain करूंगा what is centralized policy management component. But फिर भी any guess?
Sir, is it
vManage.
vManage?
D, vManage.
Okay.
Sir, it can be a vSmart as well.
Okay. So vSmart and the vManage. True answer. Okay. Any other guess? I know I didn't cover this topic till now, but still I wanted to explore.
वो देने में क्या हुआ था डिफरेंस है मेरे दिमाग का.
Please, Sasank, mute yourself. Yeah. Please, guys, go ahead. What is the correct answer? 2 answer I have. One I get the vManage. One is the vSmart. But what is the correct one? Any guess? Nihal, what do you think?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
So you able to see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So in Cisco SD-WAN, which component is responsible for the centralized policy management? Centralized policy
Centralized
management. Policy.
vManage.
It's not talking about the enforcement. It's talking about the management. So little bit.
vManage.
Yeah. So guys, the correct answer is vManage. Okay.
Yes.
The correct answer is vManage. So vSmart is going to enforce your policy, whatever coming from the vManage, right? But it is not responsible for the management. Means you create the policy on the vManage. Please mute. I can see some echo. So the traffic is going to come, means the policy is going to create it on the vManage and it is going to enforce on the smart, right? So enforcement is going to happen on the smart, but actual management is going to happen on the vManage. So vManage is the correct answer. All right. So I'll discuss today class, what is the vBond, what is the vEdge, what is the vSmart, and what is the vManage. Okay. So after this quiz, we'll discuss this one only. Okay. I'll discuss about the underlay overlay network. So now you guys tell me, let me ask the good question. What does overlay network in SD-WAN refer to? Okay, the option is the physical connection between the site, the logical network built over
Second.
the transport over
Second.
network, the control plane in the network, the underlying infrastructure.
Second option, sir. Logical network.
Okay, one answer I have. We discussed about the very detail what is the underlay, what is the overlay. I explained. So whatever topic I have discussed, based on that I designed my quiz today. So you guys tell me what is the correct answer. One answer I have, but I don't know if it's the correct or not. I want more answers, please. In chat, someone said C. C, control plane in the network. Lakshmikant is saying control. This answer he is saying. Okay, so I have two answers. Let me see. I have few more. Arjun is saying B. Okay, fair enough. Arjun is saying B. What others? All right, guys. So the correct answer for this one is the B. Okay, Lakshmikant, it's not a C. Amol is also saying B because in the over the network, the logical connection, logical network is built. Means once I have the underlay, means basic IP reachability, we can build the over network and then over we can actually transmit our all the data packets, whatever you want to send, even the control connection. So the logical network built over the transport, any transport, like it might be IPsec, like MPLS, could be anything. And based on that, it is going to be shared. Okay, now you guys tell me, might be I didn't, probably I covered this one. Let me see. Which of the following is not a feature in the SD-WAN? Can you just guess? Secure connectivity, application optimization, enterprise control, higher dependency on the hardware.
Higher dependency on
Higher
hardware.
dependency on hardware.
Yeah,
It's higher dependency.
yes, this is the correct answer, right?
Yes.
So everyone is aware about that, right? Okay. Now let me go 8. Okay, so let me go the next one. What is the main purpose of the vSmart controller? Still, I will discuss today. I didn't explain, but just guess it. Might be the wrong or right. What is the main purpose of the vSmart controller in Cisco SD-WAN? Manage the device inventory, perform the packet forwarding,
Distribute data plane.
Distribute data plane policies.
Option C.
C.
Okay, very nice. You guys already aware about it. No worry. If you don't know, I'll explain it after a while. Give me 5 more minutes. Then I'll explain what does mean this. Okay, I have 2 more quiz for today. Let me put it here. Which of the following protocol is commonly used for the secure communication in SD-WAN? Tell me.
IPsec.
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 Yes. Very nice, guys. So the IPsec, this is the only secure. This is the GRE. It's a unsecure protocol. GRE over IPsec, if you are going to use, then it is going to be secure. But pure GRE is a purely unsecure. HTTP is unsecure. HTTPS is secure. ICMP is, like it's just a ping pong test. So that is also not a secure. Okay. Last quiz question, right? Let's see who is going to answer. What is the default transport mode used in the Cisco SD-WAN deployment? Might be it's a tricky one and nobody know about it. Okay, what is the default transport mode used in the Cisco SD-WAN deployment? MPLS
Internet only.
Internet only. I think.
Internet only.
Internet only.
Internet only.
Internet only. Option B.
That's okay.
See, guys, it's a tricky one, right? And probably I will explain default transport color later on. But it could be MPLS, it could be internet. It totally depends what kind of circuit you are connected on the router. Okay, first, and you are not assigning the color. So it could be the hybrid, either MPLS, either internet. Okay, I know it's not discussed, so you guys not aware, but I'll explain later on. But correct answer would be the C. You guys are right, internet or MPLS, whatever circuit you are going to use, connect on the router. If you're not defining any color, it is going to take a default by default, and it is going to work either for the internet or MPLS. So I'll show you how it is going to happen. So everyone recharged, got some insight about the SD-WAN quiz. Let's
So this
Go on.
question, about this question, the default transport mode, right? If we have both the transport available on the router, MPLS and internet, so what will be the default transport mode it will be used?
So whatever circuit you are going to configure first, you are not going to assign the color. It will take either MPLS or the internet. For second one, you have
Okay.
to specify the color. That's why it's
Whichever we configure first.
yes. So whatever you're going to configure first, either MPLS or internet, it will take a default color, right? So it is going to become default transport. Second one, you have to do the specific color definition. Then it is going to work. You cannot put two circuit in a default color. Okay, Amol?
Yeah, got
Yeah,
it.
got it, sir.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Great, guys. So guys, let's start learning. So we will do the very interesting thing. We'll do the lab configuration today. That's the most important. I'll start from zero, step by step, how the lab is going to be configured. Before I can go lab configuration, we have to understand the key concept of the SD-WAN, right? Basically, we have to discuss what is the key concept of the SD-WAN and how it is going to look like. So as we mentioned that in the SD-WAN, we have the control plane, we have the data plane, we have the orchestration plane, and we have the management plane. So we have a lot of planes available here. But if I talk in general, these all three plane is known as the control plane. Anyone available in the class who don't know Hindi? Anyone? किसी को ऐसी है जो हिंदी नहीं आता if I use? Okay, so everyone know that, right? If anyone have a language barrier, let me know. So what I'm trying to make, I'll just use a like the mixed audio. So in case मैं control plane की बात करता हूँ, so it is going to use for the orchestration plane plus management plane plus control plane. So overall, I'm saying it's a control plane. But you guys just give me 1 minute, just 1 minute. Sorry, guys. So I was talking about the control plane. So this control plane, again, you see, I have overall one definition control plane, which is going to include my orchestration plane, management plane, and the control plane. So why I read the two control plane? यहाँ पे confusion नहीं हो रहा थोड़ा सा. So what is happening? In general, if you talk about the SD-WAN control plane, so that is going to include your orchestration, management, and the control plane. But if you're just going to break it down in the smaller chunk, सो उस केस में हमारा क्या होगा, एक ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन प्लेन होगा, एक मैनेजमेंट प्लेन होगा, एक कंट्रोल प्लेन होगा. कंट्रोल प्लेन का जो काम होता है प्योर इट्स राउटिंग. मींस if you want to do the routing, if you want to manage the policy, that is responsibility of the control plane. मैनेजमेंट प्लेन का मतलब ये होता है कि that is a single pane of glass, एक ऐसा डैशबोर्ड होता है, by sitting on that dashboard you can do all kind of the work. Means if you want to do the configuration, if you want to create the policy, right? If you want to create the template, you want to create the troubleshooting, you can do on the management plane. So why the policy is again here? Even you can create the routing as well here. Means any route you want to create, that is going to be created. So based on the policy, routing is going to be created. Means whatever you're going to configure, anything like BGP, OSPF, it is going to create it in a template. So actually what is happening in management plane, you do all kinds of the configuration. But once you do the configuration, it is going to push, especially for the routing and policy, to the control plane, and control plane further going to manage as a brain to just take care of the routing decision, take care of the policy enforcement to the all end devices. That is your data plane, right? So control plane, basically for the routing, it's a brain. It's the policy enforcement. Management is something जहां पे आप बैठकर सारा configuration करोगे. Then what is the orchestration plane? Orchestration plane is something, let's suppose it's acting as a HR. Means अगर किसी को भी मेरा SD-WAN fabric join करना, तो it is going to authenticate you. It is going to verify you. You are the right person or wrong person. If it is not going to verify, it is not going to be authenticated. It is not going to allow in to join my SD-WAN fabric. So this is my orchestration plane. Now the talk about data plane. Data plane is actually the end routers, right? End routers. That routers could be the VH routers or could be the CH router. So what is the CH? What is the VH? I'll discuss later on. But think about my branch, data center, whatever router is available, they are going to actually take in data from the end users, or might be the switch, or might be the any server, whatever it is. And based on that, it is going to get the packet inside of the data plane router. Like it is going to punt to the interface, and then it is going to consult to the control plane. And based on that, they are going to get the routing, and they're going to just exchange the packet with other site of the router. So this is the like high level of the data plane. We'll do the low level discussion as well. Now, if you talk about, there are the components. We have the various component here. We have the vBond, we have the vManage, we have the vSmart, and we have the vEdge. So which component is going to stay at which layer? So if I talk about the vEdge or might be the CH, there are two type routers. So vEdge is basically viptela edge router. So let me tell some story. So जब SD-WAN deploy हुआ था, so the first company was the means viptela who introduced the SD-WAN. फिर Cisco ने acquire कर लिया उस company को. So once Cisco acquired that company, so it is start producing the it start producing the routers on name of the VHH. But at the same time, Cisco के भी जो router थे like ASR, CSR, and ISR, these router also like capable to support the SD-WAN because they need to upgrade the OS version, and now they start supporting the your SD-WAN feature. So in router को Cisco ने नाम दे दिया CH because they are the native Cisco routers. So that's why CH, Cisco Edge. This was a native viptela router. So this become the VH. Both having the same kind of the functionality, but thoda sa configuration wise, it is going to be changed. So in our lab topology, you can see we have the CH as well. So even we are going to do the hands-on, how my CH is going to be configured, what is the command line for the CH configuration for the troubleshooting, VH तो हम करेंगे ही करेंगे, right? Because we have the all branches for the VH, but CH भी आपको आना चाहिए. It's a very mandatory thing. So we'll discuss about the CH as well. All right, guys. So now where I was. So the VH and CH are going to always stay in the data plane. So these are the data plane devices. Means data plane device could be the VH or could be the CH. ठीक है, जो हमारा router होगा. Control plane always going to stay as a vSmart. Means if I'm talking the control plane, that is going to vSmart. ठीक है. Management plane always going to be vManage. Orchestration plane always going to be vBond. Now, one more important thing. This was a design we keep discussing till like 20 series of the iOS, 21 series of the iOS of the Cisco SD-WAN. But अभी Cisco ने recently थोड़ा सा rebranding किया है. Rebranding करने के बाद हुआ क्या कि they changed the name from Cisco SD-WAN to Catalyst SD-WAN. ठीक है. So अगर आप लोगों को कोई पूछे कि what is a Catalyst SD-WAN, so probably आप लोग को आप बोलोगे कि सर ने तो पढ़ाया ही नहीं. So कुछ भी नहीं है, सिर्फ नाम चेंज हो गया. So आप लोग को पता होना चाहिए कि what is a Catalyst SD-WAN as well, right? So पहले हमारा Viptela SD-WAN था, फिर उसको चेंज करके Cisco SD-WAN किया गया, फिर now it's become the Catalyst SD-WAN. So Catalyst SD-WAN में है क्या? Catalyst SD-WAN में है क्या? कुछ नहीं है, सब कुछ सेम है. Everything is going to be same, कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होने वाला है, except name has been changed. मतलब rebranding Cisco ने कर दिया है component को. So only the rebranding is going to be changed. And what is the rebranding? Let me show you. So don't be confused कि भाई ये क्या हो गया अगर कोई पूछे तो. You should know about that rebranding name as well. Rest all feature and function is going to be same. अब देखो यहाँ पे.
सर GUI भी कुछ चेंजमेंट हुआ है?
GUI तो डेफिनेटली जैसे OS चेंज होता है तो GUI थोड़ा बहुत चेंज होता है. जस्ट जैसे आपका OS अगर आप प्ले स्टोर में कोई अगर आपका एंड्रॉयड है 10 मीन्स कुछ भी है 13
तो वर्क तो सेम करेगा ना या कुछ वर्क डिफरेंट हो जाएगा?
कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होगा, सब कुछ सेम. देयर इज नथिंग इज गोइंग टू बी चेंज. कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होगा. कॉलिंग वैसे ही करोगे, व्हाट्सएप वैसे ही करोगे, सब कुछ नहीं चेंज होगा. बस थोड़ा सा लुक एंड फील अच्छा हो जाएगा. नेम थोड़ा चेंज हो गया.
ओके ओके.
सो यू कैन सी हियर In the Catalyst SD-WAN, there is no vBond, there is no vManage, there is no vSmart, there is no vAgent CH, right? So might be you're going to ask like it's totally changed. No, it's not totally changed. vManage rename as the manager. So it's equal to vManage. Controller is rename as a vSmart, right? Validator is your vBond and vManage is your vEdge plus CH. So if someone is going to ask what is a control plane device, earlier I was talking about the vBond, but now it's a validator. What is a management plane device? It's a manager. Earlier it was the vManage. What is a control plane? It is my controller. Earlier it was a smart, right? So you don't have to like worry about that, why the name has been changed. It's like rebranding things. So just name has been changed. So you just have to understand. And the data plane definitely it is going to be vManage. And this is the equal to the vAgent CH. Rest concept is going to remain same. This has become the Catalyst SD-WAN. Clear? So, you know, vPTela SD-WAN. This is the first SD-WAN. Then it was renamed as a Cisco SD-WAN. And finally, they have rebranded as a Catalyst SD-WAN. Catalyst SD-WAN में आपका ये सारी चीजें चेंज हो गई. Clear to everyone?
Yeah. So, sir, understood the difference between Cisco SD-WAN and Catalyst. So, what was the difference between vPTela and this Cisco SD-WAN?
Cisco SD-WAN just introduced their CH routers, and after acquiring the company, they just introduced the CH router. That's become the Cisco SD-WAN. Earlier, when the Cisco was not having the acquisition, it was completely vPTela. There is no Cisco component that was there. CH means CSR, ISR router was not there.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Now let's break down. So if I'm talking about the vBond, you understand the validator. If I'm talking about the vManage, understand the manager. vSmart is the controller. So you can make the special note. You can take the snap, you can make a note. Now let's break down the each component detail theory concept. All right. So let's discuss about the vBond in detail. What is the vBond? Why we use the vBond? So there are certain things you should know about that the vBond. The first thing you can see, it is known as also validator as per the Catalyst SD-WAN. The main function of this particular SD-WAN is orchestrate the control and management plane. What does means orchestrate? Means it is the first point of the authentication. You can see it is going to validate you. It is going to allow you to join the any SD-WAN fabric. Means any router want to join the fabric. If my vBond is not going to authenticate, if it is not going to validate, you are not going to join. That's a simple thing. So that's why it's the first point of the authentication. It's the going to orchestrate, it is going to validate you, and then it is going to join. These are the two functions it is going to give you when you're going to build the.
Sir, who will authenticate vBond in Fabric?
Yes, that's a good question. So vBond itself does not require the like authentication. When you build the vBond, you have to get the JTP process done via the Cisco portal itself. That is the PNP portal. So once you onboard the vBond, you have to give the serial number and chassis number that is going to validate by the Cisco database. And then it is going to communicate with the vManage. So first time you have to onboard this vManage, then you have to configure this vBond. I'll do the live how it is going to happen. And this vBond, you'll get the serial number and chassis number. So this serial number and chassis number is going to itself is validated by Cisco portal. You are the right or wrong. If your serial and chassis is not going to like validated, it is not going to be right device to just onboard the vManage. So what is going to happen? We have the certificate authority, right? This is a device who is going to issue the certificate. And if this certificate is going to available in the vBond, and if it is going to sign by this root CA, same certificate, it's going to validate it. Then only it is going to be valid device. If it is not going to match, it is not going to valid device. Similarly, if let's suppose I don't have the enterprise root CA, I'm just taking from the Cisco portal. Means PNP portal, whatever I have, PNP portal, JTP portal. So it is going to validate from the JTP portal with the serial number and chassis number. So if the serial and chip is not valid or it is not updated on JTB portal, this is also not going to be authenticated. Okay, Nehal?
Yeah, yes sir.
Okay. So now
तो सर इसमें हम कैसे करेंगे इसको, मतलब vBond का जो चेसिस और सीरियल नंबर है
अभी
वो
हम
कौन
बताते हैं,
डालेगा वहां पे?
अभी हम दिखाएंगे करके सर आपको, अभी तो अनबोर्ड करना है ना, मैं सब
हाँ
दिखाऊंगा
हाँ हाँ,
आपको।
ठीक है
अभी बिना हो गए उसको तो लैब ही नहीं हो पाएगी, तो मैं दिखाऊंगा अभी, ठीक कैसे
ठीक
होगा। ठीक है,
ठीक
थोड़ा
है।
सा थ्योरी पढ़ लेते हैं आधे घंटे और फिर मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ एक एक करके सारा कॉन्फ़िगरेशन। नेक्स्ट 1 आवर हम कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ही करने वाले हैं स्टेप बाय स्टेप। सो नाउ वी सी दैट वी हैव द ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन प्लेन जहां पे ऑथेंटिकेट करेगा, एंड ऑल्सो इट इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूट लिस्ट ऑफ द vSmart vManage to मीन्स एक बार अगर आपने कोई डिवाइस को ऑनबोर्ड करते हो तो पहले vSmart के पास जाएगा, तो vSmart इज फर्दर रिस्पॉन्सिबल, जैसे ये vH राउटर है, ये इसने ऑथेंटिकेट किया, तो फिर ये इसको इंफॉर्मेशन को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेगा बाकी vManage vSmart को कि भाई मेरे पास एक न्यू डब्बा आया है एंड इट हैज बीन ऑथेंटिकेटेड, एंड यू जस्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट टू द vManage और आपके vSmart जो भी डिवाइस को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देगा, राइट। मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, इट इज गोइंग टू,
सॉरी एक्चुअली सॉरी, मैं ये कह रहा था, आपने बताया कि vSmart के पास जाएगा वो पहले, जैसे
नहीं
मतलब ऑथेंटिकेशन होने के बाद vSmart के पास जाएगा, राइट?
सी, जैसे कोई राउटर है, राइट, दिस राउटर इज गोइंग टू join the fabric. First, who will go authenticate? vBond is going to authenticate, right? So
Yeah.
this vBond, once authenticated, it will share the information. Someone is new in the network, just keep record your updated. So he is going to share the information to the vSmart and vManage both at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So next, there is a NAT traversals. What is a NAT traversals? So what has happened? Let's suppose my VS devices are behind of the NAT devices. Means they have the private IP address, and in before that we have the public IP address. So if we have the NAT, right? So who is going to do the NAT entries? Who is going to manage the NAT entry? So this is the vSmart is going to keep the NAT entries. Whatever the NAT traversals we have, that all entries going to manage by the vSmarts. That is also one feature available in the vSmart. Sorry, vBond, right? So manage the NAT traversals, which is going to take all NAT entries if my device is behind of the any NAT or any public router, right? And also it is going to be highly resilient, means in your production right now in the lab we have the single vBond, but in production you have to keep 2 vBond. So one is going to be down, another is going to take your role. So this is my vBond where I can put in the highly resilience. So in that case, my have the backup available for any kind of the failure. Okay, so this is all about the vBond. Any question, guys, about the vBond like functionality that is also known as the validator?
सर ये पॉइंट को थोड़ा एक बार बताएंगे, ये facilitates the net traversal,
Sorry,
मतलब ये कैसे काम होता है नेट ट्रावर्सल, मतलब vBond का कैसे इसको मतलब यूज करते हैं?
yeah. So net traversal is something. Let's suppose, see, there is two scenario. One is my, let's suppose, internet link. One is the MPLS link, right? So MPLS link have the private IP addressing, right? We all know that. But let's suppose I have the router which have the private IP address range. This is my private IP address range. But before that, I have the ISP router and which have the public IP address range. Now this need to bring the connection between the all sites, even the branch, right? So how this is going to build a control tunnel? It is not possible, right? So in that case, what is going to happen? In that case, it is going to map the NAT. Here NAT is going to require because I have the private and public connectivity. So this router going to translate your connection IPsec. Let's suppose you want to build. So this IPsec is going to build over the private address from this to this, but we have the public network also. So we have to do the translation from the public to private. So someone should manage that, right? So who is going to manage that? So that is going to manage by your vSmart, who is going to basically, sorry, vBond, who is going to keep all NAT entries. So in case he want to go and build the IPsec tunnel, but they require the NAT translation. What is the public and private IPs? So that is the router who is going to do the translation, and he is going to maintain all the connections. So this is how they are going to do the NAT translations.
अच्छा, ओके
Okay.
Okay.
Just give me one more minute. Any other question, guys? Okay, let me move the next. So the next thing we have is Gaurav, please mute. We have the management plane. So this management plane is something is your vManage. Without this management plane, you cannot do anything. Means even you want to onboard any device, you want to do any configuration, it is not possible. So management plane is something you have to do each and everything from scratch. Means if you have something built on the SD-WAN fabric, it is always going to come from the management plane. Management plane is a single pane of glass, you can say, for day 0, day 1, day 2 operations. Means
सर जब कोई डिवाइस फैब्रिक पे होता है तो जो वी वर्ड ऑथेंटिकेशन करता है उसके बाद वो वी मैनेज के पास क्या रिक्वेस्ट करता है या क्या उसको इन्फॉर्मेशन देता है?
थोड़ा सा होल्ड करेंगे निहाल आप, यू विल गेट ऑल
ठीक है।
आंसर। हम इसको लाइव करके देखेंगे, इट्स नॉट थियोरेटिकल। अभी थियोरेटिकल पढ़ लेते हैं, मैं लाइव करके दिखाऊं कैसे कनेक्शन बिल्ड होता है, ठीक है, क्या
ओके ओके
बिल्ड होता है, ठीक है ना, तो ज्यादा मजा आएगा, ठीक है ना। तो single pane of glass, day 0, day 1, day 2 operations means anything if I want to build, right? So this is the vManage who is responsible to do each and everything. मीन्स कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना, आपको किसी तरह का डिवाइस को टेम्पलेट बनाना, पॉलिसी बनाना, डे 1 पे सबसे पहले vManage को कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना। इवन vBond भी तभी काम करेगा जब vManage आपका रहेगा, वो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कहाँ से मिलेगी, राइट? सो दिस ऑल इज गोइंग टू हैपन विद द vManage. Also, it is the multi-tenant. Multi-tenant का मतलब ये होता है कि if I have the one vManage and I want to serve it 2 customers, 3 customers. So similar to the VRF, the resource is going to be bifurcated for the vManage, and virtually multiple customer is going to access same vManage for their network connectivity. So that is a multi-tenant also going to be supported. Centralized provisioning means मेरे को एक जगह बैठना है, I can do all configuration, troubleshooting. पॉलिसी टेम्पलेट में वहां क्रिएट कर सकता हूं, मतलब अभी देखें क्या पॉलिसी होता है, क्या टेम्पलेट होता है। ट्रबल शूटिंग कर सकते हैं हम लोग, सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन कर सकते हैं हम। जीयूआई विथ रोल बैक एक्सेस, आर बैक एक्सेस, वी कैन क्रिएट किसी का भी L1, L2, L3 बेस्ड ऑन द रोल, वी कैन क्रिएट द एक्सेस। दे हैव द रेस्ट एपीआई कनेक्टिविटी, नेटकॉन्फ कनेक्टिविटी, जिसको हम बोलते हैं प्रोग्रामेटिक इंटरफेस, हाईली रेजिलियंस, इट इज गोइंग टू हैपन। सो बेसिकली एवरीथिंग you want to do, that is always going to happen by the vManage only. vManage is the configuration, troubleshooting and centralized management tool, ठीक है। ये आपका सब कुछ मैनेज करता है एक्सेप्ट ट्रैफिक आपका प्रोसेस नहीं करता है। मींस अगर कोई ब्रांच का ट्रैफिक जा रहा है तो vManage के पास नहीं जाता है, वो ब्रांच टू ब्रांच टॉक होता है, बट मैनेजमेंट सारा यहीं से होता है, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन सब कुछ यहीं होता है, ठीक है ना। अभी मैं दिखाऊं कैसे होता है।
चलो अगर वही मैनेज ही डाउन हो गया तो
कोई बात नहीं, हो गया तो हो गया, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आपका कोई डेटा प्लेन आपका इफेक्ट नहीं होगा। सिर्फ आप क्या नहीं कर सकते हो कि vManage जानो तो नया कॉन्फ़िगरेशन नहीं कर सकते हो, राइट। कोई आपको
सर
राउटर
इसकी
अपग्रेड कर,
इसमें रीबैक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन का ऑप्शन होता है? जैसे कि मैंने किसी
RBAC बोलते हैं उसको,
टकाश
रोल।
सर्वर पे इसकी सारी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन रख दी,
हम्म।
तो उससे उसी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन को रीबैक कर सकते हैं हम?
रीबैक इज समथिंग डिफरेंट, RBAC इज समथिंग डिफरेंट। रीबैक समथिंग की, आई थिंक आई डोंट नो रीबैक मतलब क्या, रोल बैक बोल रहे हो, क्या बोल रहे हो?
रोल बैक रीबैक जैसे कि हम सिस्को में अपने भारतीय में करते हैं ना, कि कोई कॉन्फ़िगरेशन बाय मिस्टेक हमारे से डिलीट होगी, तो
सो देयर
रीबैक
इज
की
फीचर, आपको टेक्स में नहीं जाना है, इसी vManage के अंदर ही फीचर है, रोल बैक का फीचर उसको बोलते हैं, रोल बैक, राइट। सो अगर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कर रहे हो, आपको लगता है कि इसको रोल बैक करना है, तो आपको क्लिक करके रोल बैक कर सकते हो, इसके अंदर ही फीचर है। जब टेम्पलेट क्रिएट करोगे तो दिस फीचर इज अवेलेबल ऑलरेडी।
और वो उसमें इसमें टकाश में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। इसमें
नहीं नहीं,
टकाश सर्वर से उठाने की जरूरत नहीं है लास्ट लेटेस्ट कॉन्फ़िगरेशन।
नहीं, टेकैक सर्वर आपका कॉन्फ़िगरेशन नहीं रखता है, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आपका कोई और आपका सर्वर होता है, जैसे आपका सोलर विंडो है, वहां पे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन है। टेकैक सर्वर इज जस्ट योर क्रेडेंशियल मैनेजमेंट, जहां पे आपका
चलो
रोल।
उन्होंने टकाश नाम रख रखा होगा, कुछ और सर्वर होगा।
नहीं तो मैं आपको राइट गाइड कर रहा हूँ। टेकैक्स इज अ टूल जहाँ पे आपका क्रेडेंशियल्स को मैनेज किया जाता है, आपका एक्सेस दिया जाता है। ही इज नॉट गोइंग टू मैनेज द इंटायर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, वहाँ पे लॉग्स जनरेट होते हैं क्या आपने चेंज किया है, ठीक है, दैट इज गोइंग टू हैपन। बट अगर आपको कॉन्फ़िग बैकअप रखना है तो आपके लिए सोलरविंड टूल हो गया, यू हैव सम अदर टूल्स लाइक आप स्प्लंक रख सकते हो, सिसलॉग सर्वर मैनेज होता है, बहुत सारे ऐसे टूल्स हैं जहाँ पे आपका कॉन्फ़िगरेशन बैकअप रख सकते हो। बट उसकी भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, इवन दिस vManage itself is going to keep all the configuration। ठीक है, आप क्यों इतना खर्चा करोगे जब vManage लगा रहे हो तो। So RBAC is something, rollback access, rollback is sub feature where we can do the configuration rollback. Now let's talk about the control plane. We discussed about the orchestration we want. Now let's discuss the control plane. Control plane is your vSmart, that is a validator. This is the device where we can do entire routing thing, entire policy thing, और यही हमारे फैब्रिक को डिस्कवर करता है। मीन्स एनी राउटर इज गोइंग टू बी ऑन बोर्ड, हाउ द राउटिंग डिसीजन इज गोइंग टू बी happen. This device is responsible to distribute the control informations, means routing information going to be exchanged from the vSmart to the other VH routers. जितने भी VH router हैं उनके बीच में
What is fabric?
fabric is just your entire topology which you see here, right? So let's suppose we are connecting the multiple branch site 1 2 3 4 5, they all are going to be interconnected, so they are going to build one fabric. SD-WAN fabric means it's an entire your topology. Okay, Arjun?
Okay, so topology is nothing but a fabric, right?
Yeah, just a fabric means we are connecting the multiple branches, multiple devices, so we are building one fabric where my data is going to be communicated. So this is a fabric.
Okay.
It's just a fancy term, but you don't have to worry about that too much. So basically, fabric discovery means, let's suppose I want to bring this site on the SD-WAN, right? So who is going to discover? This vSmart is going to connect with routing information. It is going to like distribute whatever routing is coming from this edge to this edge. So they are going to connect together. If he is sharing some routing to him, he is not sharing to him, so he cannot communicate to him. So that's why he is responsible to distribute all the information so that everyone can connect to each other, and they are going to build the communication, right? Now, most important, they are the one device who is responsible to distribute data plane and application aware routing. So what is the data plane? What is the application aware routing? We'll discuss later on when we discuss the policies. They are also implement the control plane policy such as service chaining, multi like topology and multi-hop. So we don't know what is service chaining. We'll discuss what is the service chaining, what is service route later stage. Okay, but for time being, you understand main feature of the vSmart is the routing and policy. Anything related to routing, anything related to policy, it is going to done by the vSmart. Okay. Although it should be going to stay in the highly resilience, in case of one vSmart is going to be down, another is going to take a role. In case if I have a single vSmart and it is going to down, still my current traffic is going to be processed without any problem, but there is a graceful restart timer. Means it is going to by default 12 hour, it is going to serve. After 12 hour, your entire fabric is going to be down. Means entire network is going to be down. Before 12 hour, if you are going to restore, then it is going to work as expected. But when the vSmart is going to be down, during that time, you cannot introduce any new route in your SD-WAN fabric because it is not going to propagate to any branch location because it's down. So routing is always going to be sent by the vSmart to the all branch location. So that's why we'll understand what is a graceful restart later stage and how this graceful restart is going to work. So GR state will discuss about the vSmart. Last but not least is the data plane. So data plane is something is the router, end router. So whatever router you see here, this router, this router, this router, these all are data plane. Let me start these devices as well. We'll see because we have to configure. So I just started a few of devices. So you guys, how to start? You just have to click on the devices and they're going to be started. Okay. So you can see these devices has been started. I started these devices because you have to do the lab as well. So VH routers are basically router who is actually going to connect to your end branch with the switches, right? They are going to get actually data from the end user and securely they are going to transmit to the another branch location. Let's suppose he is the user behind this router. I'm getting any kind of the communication from this user. It is going to land on this. So securely they are going to build IPsec tunnel and they are going to reach to the other branch location. This is also going to build IPsec tunnel. They are going to build the connectivity. So data plane are actual end devices who is going to build the IPsec tunnel, and based on that, they are going to exchange all the communication. They're also going to build the OMP tunnel. So OMP is known as the Overlay Management Protocol. Likewise, in Cisco router, we know about the static routing. We know about the dynamic routing, right? In dynamic routing, we have the RIP, we have the OSPF, we have the EIGRP, we have the BGP, right? We have the ISIS. These are the routing protocol. We keep like talking about this since many years, but in the SD-WAN, similar to this, we have the OMP routing protocol. This OMP routing protocol AD value is 250, right? For the vEdge router. See, if vEdge router is going to build the any kind of the routing decision, that is AD value is 250. And if I have the CEdge router, this AD value is going to be 251. So if you go here and OMP AD value, if you just search it, so you can see the vEdge have the 250 AD value and CEdge have the 251 AD value. So very important. If someone is going to ask in the interview, you should know about it. What is the AD value of the OMP route? You know AD value OMP RIP. What is AD value? 120, right? So every route have the AD value. 120 is RIP. EIGRP. It's 90, 170, and 5. OSPF 1110.
120.
BGP 20, 200.
200.
ISIS. ISIS is 100 or what? ISIS. Anyone know? ISIS. I believe it's 100. 1150. Sorry. So it's a 115. So EIGRP have 3 AD value. Anyone know why EIGRP have 3 AD value? What is the 5? What is the 170 and 90? And why BGP have 2 AD value?
One internal and one external.
So
In
BGP is
EIGRP.
internal, external. What about the
Internal, external, and summary route.
Summary.
yeah, that's very nice. Very nice. So this is for the internal and this is for the external 170 and 5 is for the summary route. Very nice. And this is for the eBGP, this is for the iBGP. Okay. Similarly, if someone is going to ask for the OMP, we have 2 AD value, 250 and 251. 251 is for the vEdge, sorry, 250 is the vEdge and 251 is for CEdge.
So can you please repeat what is the full form of OMP?
Overlay Management Protocol. Let me write here.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
OMP.
सर ये जो है वी मैनेज और वी स्मार्ट वगैरह वी एज राउटर्स वी एज पे छोड़ो, वी मैनेज और वी स्मार्ट जो है वो विपेला का ही है ना, सिस्को का ऐसा कुछ आया है क्या अपना?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. They same concept they're using. They just change the name, validator.
ओके.
इसको कुछ नहीं है, validator कर दिया, vSmart को vManage को manager कर दिया और vBond को validator and vSmart को controller. That's the only name has been changed. ठीक है?
Because वी एज को सी एज कर दिया ना, इसीलिए पूछ रहा हूँ.
CH इसलिए किया कि सिस्को राउटर है, VH को CH नहीं किया. VH ही है.
ISR को ना सर,
ASR CSR को CH किया. VH को नहीं किया CH. VH अभी भी वैसे पे दिखाता हूँ VH कैसा दिखता है अभी. CH कैसा दिखता है. So if I have to connect any branch, I want to run the OMP routing protocol. I want to build the IPsec tunnel. I want to connect any branch with the OSPF, BGP, EIGRP, VRRP. That all is going to happen on the data plane devices. It's a physical box, could be the virtual box, right? Also supported zero touch deployment. This particular my vManage routers. Clear? Now let me show you something more on it. So if you talk about same thing we discussed.
vManage फिजिकल नहीं होता है.
अभी बात कर रहा हूँ, अभी उसी पे आ रहा हूँ. सारे क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिल जाएगा, सारे क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिल जाएगा अपने आप. थोड़ा सा आप लोग वेट करें. अभी मैं उसी पे आ रहा हूँ। सो ये सारी चीज़ हमने डिस्कस कर ली। अब देखो, अब हम बात करते हैं कि हमारे जो कंट्रोलर होते हैं, इज इट द फिजिकल बॉक्स और लॉजिकल बॉक्स, क्या इनका तरीका होता है डिप्लॉयमेंट करने का। तो पहली बात, जो हमारे जितने भी कंट्रोलर होते हैं, या हमारे वी मैनेज हो, वी बॉन्ड हो, वी स्मार्ट हो, दे ऑल आर गोइंग टू डिप्लॉय इन अ इधर क्लाउड और माइट बी माई ऑन प्रेमिसेस डेटा सेंटर। इनका दो लोकेशन में डिप्लॉय करने का। सिर्फ इट इज गोइंग टू डिप्लॉय इन द क्लाउड, द क्लाउड इंफ्रा इज गोइंग टू बी देयर, और उसके अंदर यू जस्ट हैव टू डिप्लॉय। आपका अगर दीज आर द क्लाउड एडब्ल्यूएस एज्योर, अगर आपका ऑन प्रेमिसेस है, यू रिक्वायर द ESXi एंड KVM, जो अभी इन आवर लैब ऑल्सो यूजिंग द ESXi के अंदर ही हमने सारे ये जितने भी इंस्टेंस हैं इनको डिप्लॉय कर रखा है। दीज आर नेवर गोइंग टू बी फिजिकल बॉक्स, दे आर द वर्चुअल बॉक्स। मीन्स ये VM होते हैं पूरे। मीन्स इनकी इमेज आपको डाउनलोड करना है और आपको जाकर ESXi KVM पे या एज्योर पे इसको डिप्लॉय करना है। दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी अ फिजिकल बॉक्स। फिजिकल बॉक्स क्या होगा? इट इज, लेट सपोज यू आर गोइंग टू डिप्लॉय इन द ESXi, तो आपको एक सर्वर खरीदना पड़ेगा। दिस सर्वर माइट बी द, आप HP का खरीद लो, डेल का खरीद लो, राइट, सिस्को का खरीद लो, किसी का भी खरीद लो, फुजित्सु का खरीद लो। इन दिस फिजिकल सर्वर यू हैव टू डिप्लॉय द ESXi हाइपरवाइजर, राइट, जो हमने कर रखा है। इस ESXi के अंदर यू हैव टू इंपोर्ट द इंस्टेंसेस, OVA फाइल होगा या कोई भी फाइल होगा, एंड देन यू हैव टू install it. So it is just a virtual devices. They are not a physical devices. Similarly, you have to go in the Azure. You have to create the VMs. VMs के अंदर आपको इसको होस्ट करना पड़ेगा. This is your controller. So जितने भी कंट्रोलर होंगे, they are only virtual device. Clear? Now let's talk
ये
about the
सारे क्लाउड पे हैं, अज्योर और AWS सब पे हैं ये?
सब पे कहीं भी कर सकते हैं, कहीं भी कर सकते
ओके।
हैं. Now let's talk about the VH routers. So if I talk about the VH routers, these VH routers can be virtual router, can be physical router. So physical router is going to look like this way: VH thousands, VH 2000, VH 5000, VH 100. So ये सारे physical routers हैं. These routers can be hardware, can be software. So in our lab topology, these all are the virtual. जैसे ये मेरा virtual router है. It's not a hardware. हम hardware कैसे?
जनरली क्या यूज हो रहा है सर? जनरली क्या यूज करते हैं हम VH का कौन सा मॉडल?
Generally, you are going to use this either 2000, 1000 or 5000. They are the very popular. ठीक है? So अगर small site है तो you are going to use this, medium है तो ये, अगर आपका data center है तो you are going to use the VH 5000. So
सी
ये मॉडल है.
1100 भी है क्या?
हाँ?
VH C1100?
I'll show you the all list. जब हम onboard करेंगे ना, तो सारे जितने भी मॉडल है ना अवेलेबल, सारा मॉडल मैं दिखाऊंगा कौन कौन से मॉडल हैं. ठीक है ना? जो भी अवेलेबल मॉडल है, बट दे आर द 3 मॉडल्स वी आर गोइंग टू यूज इन मैक्सिमम टाइम. 1000, 2000, 5000 यहाँ है नहीं. तो अगर यहाँ देखोगे, VH मॉडल लिस्ट, सो वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड लॉट ऑफ डिवाइसेस हियर. देखो 100 है यहाँ पे. देखो मैं बोला ये ही मॉडल है आपके अवेलेबल जो हमारे सीट में भी हैं. तो ये बहुत नॉर्मल छोटे राउटर्स हैं. यू आर गोइंग टू गेट ओनली दीज 3 राउटर्स most of the time. So only these are the 3 models available. But ISR की बात करते हो, ASR की बात करते हो, CSR की बात करते हो, ENC राउटर, so they have a lot of models, you can see. So ये आपके डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मॉडल्स हैं, इनके अलग अलग स्पेसिफिकेशन है जो मैं आगे दिखाऊंगा आप लोग को. बट आप लोग अगर चाहो तो डेटा सेट्स पे पढ़ सकते हो. बाकी वी हैव द लॉट ऑफ CSR, ASR, ISR राउटर्स जिसको हम यूज करेंगे. So we'll see that, right? But there are 3 models. It is going to be widely used for the data center, small branch location, or might be the higher branch location. And based on that, we can do the integration of the branches. Okay? So let me go next. So just give me 1 second, guys. Let me see what happened. Just give me 1 minute. Why this thing is not working? Yeah, it's working. Just give me 30 seconds. I'm back. Just give me 30 seconds. All right, guys, I'm back. So I was talking about, let's suppose I have to configure the branches. We can use the VH and CH, but VH can be physical, it's a virtual. Both can be like used. So here we are using the physical boxes in the real production sites, but in the lab we are using the virtual devices. So you can see we have the virtual devices. We can deploy it. It is going to work exactly the same. What we can use the physical devices, right? So this is about the data plane. Now let me talk something very special, which is the important. So even VH have the physical, virtual. I can deploy in my ESXi, KVM. I can host in the AWS. I can host in the Azure. This is also possible, right? Now let's understand. I'll discuss certification part later stage. What kind of tunnel is going to build if I'm going to create some SD-WAN sites? So let me go here. Okay. So you see, we have a lot of tunnels, right? We have the OMP tunnel, we have the TLS tunnel, we have the DTLS tunnel, we have the IPsec tunnel, we have the BFD tunnel. So we have to learn each and every tunnels, and we have to do a lot of deep dive on it. But let's understand, if I'm talking the OMP, so overlay management protocol, which device is going to build this tunnel? Which all devices are responsible to build this tunnel? If I'm talking about DTLS and TLS, which device is going to be responsible for DTLS and TLS? If I'm talking about IPsec and VFD, which device are responsible? So we have the vSmart, we have the vEdge, we have the vBond, and we have the vManage. OMP always going to work. OMP always going to work between, let me write here, vSmart to vSmart or between vEdge or might be CH, right? This is the OMP. Means if I have the vSmart router, they are going to build the OMP tunnel. If I have the vSmart to VH, they are going to build the OMP tunnel. If I have the vSmart to CH, that is going to build the OMP tunnel. If I have the VH to VH, means VH to vSmart, they are going to build a tunnel. Understand? Means vSmart से vSmart के बीच में OMP tunnel बनती है. vSmart से राउटर के बीच में, चाहे वो CH हो या VH हो, उसके बीच में टनल बनती है. Is it clear to everyone? OMP tunnel.
और VH to VH?
VH to VH नहीं OMP tunnel बनती है. VH to VH आपका OMP tunnel नहीं बनेगा. VH to vManage नहीं बनेगा. VH to vBond नहीं बनेगा. ये सब नहीं बनेगा आपका. सिर्फ मैं फिर से लिख रहा हूँ, vSmart अगर है, vSmart to vSmart बन सकता है. अगर दो vSmart है तो this can form the OMP tunnel, right? vSmart to VH है या CH है, इन दोनों केस में OMP टनल बन सकता है. अगर यहां से भी है तो OMP कैन बी बन. लेकिन अगर कोई VH राउटर यहां से कनेक्टेड है, दिस कैन नॉट बी फॉर्म द OMP. OMP नॉट पॉसिबल. इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? एटलीस्ट अभी इतना लिख लो, आगे हम बातें करेंगे क्या इसके पीछे लॉजिक है, वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे. OMP हमें समझ आ गया. IPsec और BFD, these two tunnel always going to build between the VH to VH और VH to CH और CH to CH. कोई भी कॉम्बिनेशन हो सकता है. मतलब IPsec हमेशा राउटर टू राउटर के बीच में ही बनेगा. देयर इज नो IPsec टनल बिटवीन द राउटर टू द vSmart, vManage और vBond. इस पे IPsec नहीं बनता है. याद रहेगा सबको? वाई आई डिस्कस द लॉजिक, बट एटलीस्ट अब इतना याद रखो आप लोग। क्लियर?
ये BFT क्यों रिक्वायर है?
बट
वेज टू वेज।
I'll discuss what is the requirement of the BFT. बट अभी थोड़ा सा कॉन्सेप्ट अपने लिख लो। अभी हम सब डिस्कस करेंगे आईपी से क्यों जरूरत है, कैसे बनती है बीएफडी, क्यों जरूरत है, पूरा स्लाइड से डिस्कस करने के लिए। पूरी बीएफडी का स्लाइड्स है यहाँ पे, probably will find it here. सो मैं डिस्कस की बीएफडी का क्या यूज केस है। देखो ये बीएफडी की पूरी है ना, पाथ क्वालिटी डिटेक्शन एंड ऑल, सो आई डिस्कस अबाउट दैट। बट अभी आप लोग जितना बता रहा हूँ उतना आप लोग अभी नोट कर लो, ताकि आप लोग को पता रहे। मैं पूछूंगा अभी क्विज में आगे ना, तो आप लोग को आंसर भी देना पड़ेगा। सो एमपी वी नो दैट, this need not. Now talk about TLS and DTLS. TLS and DTLS. These tunnels are going to build everywhere. Means everywhere मतलब इनके बीच में तो नहीं बनेगा, ठीक है? TLS DTLS पहली बात। राउटर टू vSmart, राउटर टू vBond, राउटर टू vManage, ये आपका TLS एंड DTLS बनेगा। TLS क्या होता है? इसको बोलते हैं ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर सिक्योरिटी, डेटाग्राम ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर सिक्योरिटी। लेयर 4 टनल्स होती हैं, वेरी सिक्योर। दिस इज द टीसीपी बेस्ड एंड दिस इज द यूडीपी बेस्ड, ठीक है? ये आपका रिलायबल होता है, थोड़ा सा फास्ट होता है, अनरिलायबल होता है, बट बोथ आर द सिक्योर एंड दे बोथ आर ऑल आर गोइंग टू बिल्ड अ टनल। सो हर ब्रांच राउटर गोइंग टू बिल्ड द कंट्रोल टनल्स, इसको बोलते हैं कंट्रोल कनेक्शंस, right? These are going to build the control connections. Every router is going to build with the every control plane devices. This is the first thing. Also, these control are going to build between the all devices. Means ये भी TLS and DTLS form करेंगे, ठीक है? Clear? So TLS DTLS is going to be everywhere except branch to branch. We not require TLS and DTLS. You guys understand this? सबको समझ में आ गया? OMP कहाँ यूज होता है? अब मुझे गौरव आप बताओ, OMP वेयर आई कैन कॉन्फ़िगर।
सर प्लीज टीएलएस का एक बार बता दीजिए, मैं एक्चुअली ऑफिस में हूँ, थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है।
गौरव कैन यू जस्ट टेल मी वेयर आई कैन कॉन्फ़िगर द OMP, व्हिच डिवाइस? गौरव यू टेल मी। ही इज म्यूट।
vSmart to vEdge,
vSmart,
vSmart to vSmart।
यस, इफ है द vSmart to vSmart। DTLS TLS का मतलब ये बोल रहा था कि जो भी हमारे राउटर्स होते हैं दे आर गोइंग टू बिल्ड द ऑल कंट्रोल डिवाइसेस, ठीक है, इनके बीच में, और ये आपस में भी बनाते हैं। क्लियर नेहाल?
यस सर।
ये TLS एंड DTLS होता है, ठीक है? सो अब हमारा ऑलमोस्ट एक बेसिक फाउंडेशन होता है, दैट इज ओके। ऑलमोस्ट 1 आवर हमने डिस्कस किया और हमें ये पता चल गया है कि हर डिवाइस का रोल क्या है, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है, कैसे ये काम करता है। नाउ इट्स टाइम टू डू द लैब, ठीक है? अब लैब में क्या है कि लैब बहुत बड़ी है, राइट? वी हैव द डुअल ISP, वी हैव द मल्टीपल ब्रांचेस, राइट? डेटा सेंटर, कंट्रोलर। सो हाउ वी कैन डू द स्टेप बाय स्टेप कॉन्फ़िगरेशन फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर टोपोलॉजी? सो फॉर दैट फर्स्ट ये पीसी आपको ऑन करना है, इसको इसको क्लिक करके आपको चालू कर देना है, ठीक है? सो लेट मी सी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग। लेट मी क्लिक इट अगेन।
सर HTML करो ना।
लेट मी सी लॉग इन विद HTML और नॉन HTML। लेट मी लॉग आउट।
सर विदाउट लॉग आउट हो जाएगा।
लेट मी ट्राई टू लॉग इन अगेन। So you have to select the HTML. I believe mistaken I selected default one. So let me open it. So once your PC on, you just have to click it. It is going to open in the browser. ठीक है? इस PC पे जाके आपको पासवर्ड डालना है 123। This PC have the password 123. Everyone note it down. डालने के बाद you just have to click OK. इस PC को अच्छा रेजोल्यूशन मिले, so for that what you have to do that you just have to go, might be this resolution is not available for you, so you just click on the right click on this PC, go in the screen resolution, और आप लोगों को screen resolution you have to set 1440 into 900. ठीक है? Based on that, it is going to be configured here. ठीक है? So this is the one thing. Now, after this PC, you have to click on the vManage. तो इस vManage में click किया आपने, it is going to ask some username and password. So, okay, I believe this vManage is already configured. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, let me wipe out completely. Okay. So if I want to remove the old configuration, I believe this device have the already configuration. You can see the name. It's pre-configured. So I just wipe out from here. Or let me do one thing. Let me stop it. Let me use some different topology where we don't have any configuration. So let me close this lab. I'll go here and clone this lab, okay? And I'll rename it GoNet Lab. This is the batch we are talking about, the last of December 2024. Okay. So this is the lab. I just wipe out and I click it. So now let me start these devices. Okay. And let me click on this PC again. So once I did that clone, this is the brand new lab, and this is not going to have any configuration. It's a completely blank lab. So let me on this one as well. See, it is booting up from the very scratch for the vManage, and this is the booting up my PC as well. So I will show you the each and everything from the scratch, how the configuration is going to look like, what is the step by step. See, this is a vManage. Nothing is there. So once you turn on the devices, you have to wait 5 minutes, okay? Because it is going to sync the daemons, their ASICs and all. So if you try to put the password, it is not going to take the password. The default username and password is going to be admin and admin. So if you try to put right now, the password is going to throw out. Let me push here. So if I'm putting admin, see, it is saying system initializations. So it is not taking my password, but now my system is ready. So if I put the password, it's going to take the password, but let me first see my PC is ready or not. So let me see again. Let me click on it. So my PC is ready. Now I'll put the username 123. So if password is not taking, just go back to this browser, come back again. It will take. So it is taking the password. So it's booting up. And let me go here and change the screen resolution. So you guys have to do the similar thing. What I have done it. And this is the screen resolution. I click apply. Just for the nice look, I'm doing this. Click OK. All right, so this has been done. Now I have to check what is IP address. So see, this PC have two kind of the connectivity, dual NIC I have. One is connected to the internet, real internet. So this PC is going to require the real internet. So that's why it's connected to the real internet. The same time, this PC is connected with the vManage because we have to take the GUI access of this vManage. So that PC is going to give the access of the GUI access of this vManage. So what I'll do that, I will go here and check what is my IP address. Simple. For one NIC. So if I just click it here, you just go here and check IP config. So see, this is the IP address. It is getting automatically. So if you try to ping Google, it is going to work the Google. So this PC have the real internet, but this second NIC have the IP address. You can see it. So we have to configure IP address on the second NIC as well, so that vManage can be communicated, right? So this is the first NIC which have the real internet. Based on that, I can reach the Google. But here I need to configure the IP address. So see, I have assigned the subnet, which is the 192.168.10.0/24. Based on this subnet, I will configure one of the IP address here. I will configure one of the IP address this place. Then they are going to connect together. So let me configure the IP address .10 here, and I'll assign .1 here. Okay. So that they can communicate to each other. So I'll go on the PC first, and I'll configure the IP address on the NIC. So I'll click on this particular network. You guys can note these steps. It's very easy to assign the IP address. I'll go in the change adapter settings, and this network have the IP, this one not have unidentified network. So I'll click the properties, and I'll go in this particular sections. I'll go here, and then I'll put the 192.168.10.10. The subnet was this. Gateway I'll put 192.168.10.1. This is my gateway. So I'll put it here. I'll click OK, OK. And if I just check now, I will have the IP address, this IP address. So this is the 192.168.1.28. This is two different network. 168.10. So don't be confused. All right. So this has been also configured. Now this PC work has been done. This much work you have to do on the PC. No other things you have to do. This requires the real internet. Why real internet? We'll talk later on. At the same time, this required the IP address, which is pointing toward the vManage. Now going on the vManage. vManage, let me go. It is asking for the username. So username is admin. So you have to put username as an admin. After username, you have to put the password. Password is admin. It is going to change. It is going to ask you to change the password. So you change the password again as an admin, or any other password you want. Re-enter the password. I'll put the admin again. Once you've done it, the vManage, it is asking something else. It is asking, there are two types of storage available in this particular vManage. Which one you want to select? Storage is very important. So you require the 100 GB storage. That is a VDB, right? This is the one hard drives, and another is the HDC, another hard drive. This is 3 GB. So you have to select the 100 GB hard drive. So you have to select one. And I want to use the storage that having the 100 GB because it's going to require. And I'll click OK. Now it is asking, do you want to format this hard drive? Yes, I want to format. I'll put yes. Make sure you format. So this hard drive is going to format. And then after this, vManage is going to be, means it is going to be ready to use to further configuration. So let's wait for a while. So now you see, almost it's ready. So I'll put again username as an admin, and again password as an admin. So it is saying authentication failure. So it's a normal because system is initialization. So you just have to wait 2-3 minutes. Once you'll get the prompt as system ready, then you can put the credential, then it is going to work for you. So your system is ready now. You just click on here. You just go in the admin. You don't have to do password change again. And say it is ready. So now this vManage have the configuration. That is the default configuration. How can I check that? So you have to run the command show run similar to the Cisco router. It is going to give the configuration. And you see this is a default configuration, very small configuration you have. So it is showing with the system configuration. It is showing some username configuration. You can see it is showing some login configuration. It is showing some VPN 0 configuration. It is showing some VPN 512 configuration. So what is system? We'll discuss. Username, you know that it's for login. Login also like just capturing the logs. System VPN and VPN 0 and VPN 512. That we have to understand why basically we are required this all. So let's make a point. In a Cisco SD-WAN, we have different types of VPN. One is known as the service VPN. Okay. Which range start from 1 to 511 and from 513 to 65527. Let me see it is correct or not. VPN. Yeah, 65527, right? This is the range. So this is the service VPN range. Okay. Now you guys can note it down. We have the transport VPN. This is always going to VPN 0. Okay. We have the MGMT VPN. This is going to be 512. VPN 512. So if I'm talking about the VPN 0, that means this VPN is going to connect with the ISP network. Clear? If this VPN I'm going to talk, this is for the management only. 512. This VPN service is for the all LAN integration. Clear? So in lab topology, if I'm going here, if anything I'm going to configure for this ISPs, that always going on the VPN 0. Clear? If I'm going to integrate my LAN, this is going to be service VPN. Anything related to management, like this, the management, it is going to VPN 512. Anything management also 512. Is it clear to everyone? Any doubt about the VPN? Why you use the service VPN? Why you use the management VPN? So VPN is similar to the VRF, exactly similar to the VRF. What we learned. So what is a VRF? It's a virtual routing forwarding where I can bifurcate my routing table into multiple routing table. And based on that, we can do the communication. So that is a VRF. So one routing table route cannot exchange to another routing table by default. If I want to do that, I have to do some sort of the configuration, route linking, route export import, or interconnect I have to build. Then only it is possible. So similar thing is going to happen in this particular Cisco SD-WAN. VPN is something, it's like the virtual private network, but they have the different definition for the LAN and WAN. So right now, what is my requirement? I want to access this vManage from this PC. So if I try to configure this interface directly with the IP address, the IP address I want to assign is 192.168.10.1. This is not going to work. If I try to configure IP address, if I go here, like interface, see this command is not working. So anything if you want to configure in Cisco SD-WAN, any interface, any loopback, any sub interface, you do not have luxury, you can configure directly. You have to identify the correct VPN. And after identify the correct VPN, you have to go that VPN and then you will configure the interface. So now you guys tell me which VPN I need to use for PC connectivity. Can somebody tell me which VPN is going to require?
One. Oh, PC
VPN
connectivity 512. Sorry, management.
Management VPN.
It is going to use for the management VPN because it's not a LAN. It's my data center. Just I need to manage the devices. So it is going in the management VPN. LAN always going to configure on the branch routers. So this controller doesn't require it in LAN. So I need to go on the management VPN. So how can I go that? I first have to write here VPN 512. And if I want to put a descriptions, I can put description. It's a MGMT VPN. You want to put and wait. It's not taking name. Okay. MGMT VPN. I can put it. Describe. MGMT should take. Okay, let me do one thing. It is going to take. So let me start from the scratch. So I'm going in the VPN 512. Description I want to give. I don't know, might be something I'm missing. So I'll first go and configure the interface. Right? Interface, which interface it is? This is my Ethernet 1. So I'll go here and put the Ethernet 1. Exactly the same thing. And then I'll give the IP address. What is IP address? That is 192.168.10.1/24. Okay. And let me put the description now. And I can put the MGMT VPN. So it is going to take now. Once I have done this configuration, if you want to check what configuration I have done, show configuration. It is showing you under the VPN 512, you configure this interface, you put the description and you define the IP address. But this interface is shut down state right now. So we have to put no shutdown as well. If it is in shutdown, it is not going to work for you. No shutdown. Now you check again, show configuration. So it's become the no shutdown. Now this configuration we have done, but this configuration is not going to apply in the running configuration unless or until I'm going to commit it, right? So I need to commit. So I'll simply go here and commit it. So once I've done the commit, the job has been done. If you run now, show run configuration, you will see that this is my configuration. Now, if I'm going on the PC and if I try to ping that address, let me see if it's pinging or not. Ping 192.168.10.1. So probably it is going to ping. See, it is start pinging. So now this PC have the vManage reachability. So once I have ping reachability, what I can do that I can go on the browser and I can take the GUI access of this vManage. So I'll go here and I'll just run this HTTP S 192.168.10.1. I can run it here. Click it.
So I'm not getting your voice.
Yeah, wait. We're just waiting.
Okay.
vManage is loading, I think.
Yeah. So you just have to wait because it will take a little bit time. So you can see Cisco vManage is coming, but it will come nice window. Now you are ready. Okay. So congratulations everyone, right? We are having the vManage dashboard. Okay, but still nothing is configured. We just taken the GUIX of the vManage. So I'll just put the admin here and I'll just log in. So just ignore everything. So now we have the vManage dashboard ready. Still we have the vManage dashboard. We bring it first, but there is no vSmart. There is no vManage routers. There is no vBond. And this vManage also itself is invalid. Means even this vManage is not ready to work. So we have to do the certification part. After doing the certifications, this vManage is going to be ready and it is going to work, right? Without this, it is not going to work. So let's start doing the something next. Anyone have any doubt till here or everyone clear about this? Please let me know, guys. All clear till now? It's very process, no doubt, right? So the next thing we have to build the networking. So let me do the networking, then we'll do the onboarding. Networking means the first condition, if I want to build any kind of controller, they have some sort of the reachability, right? So I'm not going to do the licensing and onboarding this vManage right now. We'll do it. But before that, we have to make sure this vBond, vSmart, root CA, switch, they all are going to communicate to each other. So how can I do the communication? To make them communication, I have to do some IP assignment. And here is IP assignment, you can see it. Means this 123 is the one IP, where 10 is going to be assigned this interface, 11 is going to assign this interface, 12 is this, and 13 is this. Here we access this vManage via the management interface. This is the VPN 512, right? But these interfaces are facing toward the ISP. You can see these interfaces are all facing toward the ISP. So which VPN I need to configure it here? Which VPN is going to
Only
require?
VPN 0.
Zero.
0, sir.
VPN 0.
VPN 0. So we need to configure this interface. This is going to be part of the VPN 0. This also VPN 0.
Yeah.
Also VPN 0. This not required VPN because normal router it is.
Normal router. Yeah.
On the switch, what I'm going to do that I'll create one of the VLAN 123, and I'll assign this IP address. I'll make this all port on the same VLAN. Okay. So they are going to form the connectivity together, and I have the reachability. So let me go on the switch. First create the VLAN. So I'll go on the switch. So this is my switch. I'll put the name, host name, DC switch, and create the VLAN. VLAN 123. I'll put the name. This is for the controller VLAN. Right. After this, what I'll do that I'll create one SBI interface. Interface VLAN. I believe you all know what I'm creating. Then put the IP address.
तो सर ये जो हम कॉन्फ़िगर कर रहे हैं स्विच पे, ये हमारे जो कंट्रोलर्स हैं क्लाउड में है या डीसी में है अभी?
They are in the cloud, you think about, or in private cloud. You can think about DC as well because it's an internal, right?
Okay.
So ये हमारा है, so you can think about the DC. So I'll put the IP address 123.10.10.1. This is IP address, and I'll put the no shut. Okay, this has been done. Now I create the VLAN. I change the host name. I create the SBI. You can run the command do show IP interface brief. You see this is the SBI we created. It's a down. Now what I have to do that these 4 ports I need to put in the SBI. So how can I put that? I simply go on this particular switch and I can configure interface range, and my all interface are gig 0 by 0 to 0 by 3. So gig 0 by 0 to 0 by 3.
Switch
I'll
mode.
put the command switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 1, 2, 3. Everyone aware, right? What I'm doing? Anyone doubt what I'm doing? It's a normal switching. How to assign the multiple port, means multiple port on a single VLAN. So we use the range command, and then I'll do the do write configuration. So my job has been done. This much configuration required as of now on this particular DC switch. Show IP interface brief. You see my VLAN is this, port has been assigned. It is going to come after some time. You can see this VLAN has been come up. So now all good. Now let's move to the vManage. This is the manager, you can see. So I will go on the vManage again, and I have to configure this port now, Ethernet 0. So I will go on the VPN 0 this time. And after that, I'll make the interface Ethernet 0, and I'll assign the IP address 123.10.10.10/24. I'll make no shut. We have some certain commands, right? If I just go on the lab guides, let me open that. So you guys
सर
have,
तो क्या जो स्विच पे हम जो वीडीआई हमने क्रिएट किया है, स्विच पे जो विलेन क्रिएट किया, सेम एड्रेस यहाँ पे होना चाहिए कि सेम सबनेट का?
same subnet. You can create a different subnet, but you have to do a lot of routings. So I don't want to make a lot of complexity, right? Generally, it is going to stay in the same subnet, so easy to understand.
Okay.
So देखो, when you configure this interface, right, you have to allow certain commands. जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे गया, ये IP मैंने डाल दिया, ठीक है? ये lab guide भी आप लोगों को मिल जाएगी. You just have to follow the lab guides. So I assign the IP address, but it is asking for a tunnel interface. Allow services all. What does means and why it is very important? So we have to understand. So you guys tell me, if this vManage want to communicate with this VH, what sort of tunnel it is going to build? If this is going to talk with a vBond, vSmart, or maybe with a VH, which type tunnel it is going to require? OMP tunnel, TLS, IPsec, BFD,
TLS, DTLS,
DTLS,
TLS.
and TLS. This tunnel is going to be required, right? So this tunnel are only going to build if you are going to use this command, means tunnel interface, right? This tunnel interface is going to allow you to make tunnel TLS and DTLS. If you're not going to put this command, this router is not going to build the tunnels. Allow services all means by default, certain services are allowed, like maybe the BGP, OSPF. Services are layer 4 services, like you want to FTP service, TFTP services,
ICMP.
ICMP, whatever. So services is, if you're not doing allow all services, some services might not going to work. So better to use these two commands so that your tunnel is going to build and also services is going to allow. So let me do that. So I hope you understand why I am making this. So tunnel interface and allow services all, right? And then I'll commit it. If you want to check the configuration, show configuration. This configuration we are doing. So earlier it was only allow for the DSCP, DNS, and ICMP, but these services were not allowed, like stun, NTP, FTP. But I create this command, allow services all. So everything is going to allow, not custom one. Okay. So I'll just commit it. Now it's done. So my show run VPN 0 configuration, you check that this is a configuration. If you try to ping now switch 123.10.10.1,
Hello.
it is going to ping. Yes
Hello.
or yes.
Yeah. So you're saying like all services allow होंगे, right? तो वहाँ पे क्यों वो SSHD, Netcom वो क्यों no दिख रहा है? मतलब वो तो remove होना चाहिए ना?
It is just default configuration of this interface. Okay. So now it is not going to come in effect. No means it is manually configure commands, right? Somebody have done, but they are going to just bypass because we allow on top of that allow services also. These are not going to be checked.
So like only the top one only it will get
Yes,
effect.
yes. It is default configuration available in the iOS, right?
Because
It's
मतलब
like
वो ओवरराइट होना चाहिए था ना, वो रिमूव होना चाहिए था, ऐसा
नहीं
बोल रहा
रिमूव
था.
नहीं होता है इसमें, just it is going to bypass. You can see it top on these commands. It's applied, not below one. You can see. So this is going to process all your commands. If I not apply this command, right, what is going to happen? Only your these services are going to work. HTTPS only. These all are going to be
Okay.
not work.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a allow command. So now we have the reachability on this particular switch. Now let me move to the vBond. Let me complete for vSmart, then we'll move the vBond. So vSmart, I'll go. Again, the username is the admin, password is the admin. It is going to change the password. So I'll change the password. I'll go here. vSmart, done. If you check the configuration, show run, we have this configuration. So again, I have to go in the VPN 0 and configure this all. So here I'll go in the configuration and I will go here and VPN 0 interface. I'll go and this is my interface is Ethernet 0, right? IP address is 123.10.10.12, right? It's 12. Slash 24. I'll make no shut. Make tunnel interface, allow services, all. And I'll commit it. Okay. So this is done. Show configuration. It's a commit, so it's not going to show you. If you want to see, you can run this command. You can see again, these all services are available by default on this iOS. And if you try to ping again, like switch is reachable, even you're trying to ping now vManage, it should be also reachable because vManage also configured with 10 IP address. So now we have the reachability between this to this and this to this. Now let's configure the vBond. So technically, if I'm clicking on the vBond, let me show you. It's showing the vEdge, right? So there is no vBond concept in Cisco SD-WAN in the software hardware perspective. Means vEdge router image, if in case of the VM or in case of the physical box, vEdge router is going to act as a vBond. Means there is no separate vBond devices. We can use the vEdge itself as a vBond. That's why you can see here it's showing the vEdge, right? So if anyone is going to ask, do you have any vBond device or vBond image? No, it's a vEdge is going to convert it in the vBond. Clear? So in a vBond, you can see I'm just trying to log in. It's giving the name as the vEdge. So I'll use again credential admin. I'll change the password. I'll change the password from here and see your configuration. Show run. This is the default configuration. You can see these are default command. It's already available on this particular device. So first I want to change the host name. So how the host name is going to be changed? So there is no confusion. So I'll go in the configuration and I have to go in the system configuration. I'll explain what is system configuration later on. It's a very important concept. And I change the host name. Let me make as a vBond. Sorry. And I'll make the commit. See, the name has been changed. Now it's become the vBond as a name. Still, it is not the vBond. We have to put extra command to just convert this vEdge as a vBond. We'll see how it is going to happen. It is going to happen in the system-wise configuration only. Right? So let me go out.
सर एक क्वेरी है सर, ये जो इसका जो डिफॉल्ट है vEdge है ना vBond का,
Yes.
तो ये इसमें फंक्शनलिटी जो होती है vBond की और vEdge की वो सेम होती है क्या? इसलिए कि vBond तो ज्यादा फंक्शनलिटी होती है उसमें।
नहीं सेम ही होती है,
इसलिए कि सारा कुछ तो iOS पे डिपेंड करता है ना सर।
Yes, iOS is going to be same, but you have to put the special command. Based on the special command,
Okay.
you just have to Okay, Naveen, let me increase the font size. Is it fine, Naveen? Font size now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is my vBond. Means this is the vEdge router. The same iOS is going to use, but I have to do special command configuration on this vBond. So means this vEdge router, so it is going to convert it in the vBond. Then it is special like privilege have. But let me just first configure this normal thing. So I'll go here and I'll go and VPN 0 interface. This time we have the interface. You can see this is my G 0 by 0. Okay. So you just have to use G 0 by 0. IP address, you have to put like 123.10.10.11/24. You have to put no shout, tunnel interface, allow services all, and you just make the commit. So this has been done. And if you check it here, show run VPN 0, this has been configured, and you try to ping now 123.10.1. The switch is reachable. You try to pick vManage, ping the vManage, it's reachable. You try to ping the vSmart, it is also reachable. So this has been done, right? So all basic reachability has been done between these three devices. Let's talk with the root CA. Why root CA is very important, I will discuss, but let me configure this root CA also so that it's joined our fabric. So if I go here, it's a normal Cisco router. I'll go in the configuration and I'll configure the host name as a root CA, just host name. And you can see show IP interface brief. This is the interface. I'll go and configure the interface. G 0 by 0. So gig 0 by 0. I'll configure the 123.10.10.13, 255, 255, 255.0. And I'll make no shut here. Okay. So this has been done. And I'll make the do right. Because if I'm not going to do right, it is going to be remove the configuration after reload. Now let me ping. So I will ping first, my switch should be reachable. Yeah, my vManage 10 should be reachable. Yes, vSmart, vBond 11 should be reachable. Yes, vSmart 12 should be reachable. So they all are reachable. So now the first prerequisite to make the reachability between the controller and the root CA has been done via this switch. All good, everyone? Any doubt? Everyone happy till now?
Yes.
Okay. So let's continue 15 minutes, then we'll close the session for today. Else it is going to be too much because we have done a lot of theoretical stuff. So now we have to do some certification, and based on the certification, we have to do like software licensing as well. Means not licensing, actually certification is actually equivalent to licensing. So for that, we have some concept, right? That we have to understand. So when we are going to onboard our devices have some sort of the like identification method. They are going to verify you. So let's suppose I have the router. By default, router have some special feature that is known as the chassis ID, and there is a certificate serial number. Every router it is going to be required. When you're going to purchase any router, this things is going to be required. So you can see how the vEdge identity has been, identified by the any control plane devices. So they are talking about each physical router, VH router, whatever they are going to be manufactured, they have the unique chassis ID and certificate serial number. These certificates are going to install in the TPM chip. This is a TPM chip, that is not a tamper-proof module chip. And these are going to be installed during the manufacturing process. Means जब भी डब्बा हम बनाते हैं, they are going to be installed. And these chips or certificates are signed by the vNet root CA. That is trusted by the control plane element. So every line is very important. What does mean? I'm going to explain. We also have the semantic root CH and trusted to use the validate the control plane element. Alternatively, we have the enterprise root CA that can be used to validate the control plane element. So this is the one line, this is the another line, and this is the third line, this is the fourth line, and this is the fifth line. Everything is important. So why this root CA is here? Because we are not going to use this Symantec or vNet certificate. If I have the Cisco contract, I have the valid license, I have taken the services, might be these can be used. If I have the physical box, I can use that. So what is happening when the box is going to be manufactured? They have the chassis ID, they have the serial certificate number. Who is going to provide? During the manufacturing process, means the vendor is going to provide and they are going to store in the tamper-proof module. But we have the virtual box, so this is not going to applicable for us. So in that case, I'm going to use my enterprise root CA. This is the root CA who is responsible to issue the certificate, and based on that certificate, I can validate my control plane devices. Means the same certificate I'm going to use by my data plane devices, same certificate for the control plane devices, and they are going to validate to each other. Means you can think in this way, I'm going to issue some kind of the, let's suppose you're going to the passport office, right? So first thing you're going to do, you're going to fill the form, right? Online. After filling the form, you take the appointment, right? After taking the appointment, you go for the biometrics, right? Once you do the biometrics, you submit your documentation. After submit the documentation, they will further do the validation, internal processing, their police verification, and then finally they are going to give you the final certificate. And based on the final certificate, you are going to travel any other country, like that is a passport. So you see a lot of processes there, and that certificate again going to validate by the different country immigration centers. It's not like you have the passport, you can travel anywhere. You can travel, but validation is going to be again required. So the same thing is going to happen. Let's suppose I'm going to issue the certificate. This device is going to carry the certificate, right? So if he's coming to me, I will validate again, do you have the right valid certificate or not? Based on the what database available to me from this root CA. So he will issue certificate to me as well. He will issue the certificate to this as well. And both are going to check the certificate property. If it is going to match, they are going to validate. If not match, they are not going to validate. This simple thing. So root CA is a device. That device is basically going to issue certificate to just validate to each other. And without this validation, my fabric is not going to work. So let's configure the root CA first, right? So I'll go here and let me open the root CA lab guide.
So you can say it's worked like a vBond, right?
Not vBond. vBond is authentication, but to make them vBond take a decision, this is give the certificate, and this certificate is going to just identify whether you are right or wrong. So credential is going to write by the root CA only. So vBond is going to be become intelligent. Okay. So this is the configuration you have to do in root CA. So simply you can copy it. You don't have to use your brain. The normal root CA, you can make your server as well. It's just going to issue the certificate. So you just have to do the configuration where you have to make the PKI server. You have to use some common name like root.lab.local. You can use the hashing algorithm, right? You can use some kind of the has database PKI and all, right? Based on that, we can just do the configuration. You just put the password, username, and based on that, we can do the
तो
configuration.
सर रूट CS राउटर पे ही होता है, इसके लिए कोई सर्वर भी होता है?
This can be used on the routers. I make this is router. You can, if you want to configure as a Windows server, that is also going to work. If you want to
Okay.
take the certificate from the external root CA, if you want to purchase, this is also going to work. Just require certificate. So here we are using our router as a root CA, but server also
Okay.
going to work. Okay.
Sir, here the root here role is like to sign the certificate that are used to authenticate the device. Is it correct?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay.
So we have to do a lot of work on here. सबसे ज़्यादा time हमारा यहीं लगने वाला है. And you'll see how the certificate is getting signed, how the installation is going to happen. सबसे complex part यही है हमारा अभी तक SD-WAN का certification part. Once certification part is done, rest are like we have to get policy and all that can be easily understand. But यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा time consume होता है, बहुत गलतियाँ होती हैं when you're doing the labs. So let me configure this root C, right? So how can do that? You just have to go in the configuration.
जब तक रूट सीए नहीं ऑथेंटिकेट करेगा, उसको vBond भी ऑथेंटिकेट नहीं करेगा ना सर?
नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं होगा रूट से नहीं करेगा तो. सर्टिफिकेट नहीं देगा तो कुछ नहीं होगा. सर्टिफिकेट इज मस्ट. सो वी हैव टू टेक सर्टिफिकेट फ्रॉम द रूट सीए.
What type of certificate is this, please?
Certificate, SSL certificate, you can think about that.
Okay.
Yeah, SSL certificate, like kind of the, you can think about the प्रीसेड की, लाइक जैसे IPsec बनाते हो तो की चाहिए होता है ना दो साइड से, आपका की मैच होना चाहिए. वही सर्टिफिकेट इज समथिंग कि इसमें थोड़ा एडवांस चीजें हो जाती हैं, वेयर यू हैव मोर इंफॉर्मेशन, सिग्नेचर्स होते हैं, कीज होती हैं आपकी, सिमेट्रिक अदर आपके RSA होते हैं, राइट, इंक्रिप्शन होता है, बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. सो इट्स अ मोर सिक्योर.
Okay.
So let's suppose you want to copy entire configuration and you want to paste in the root CA. How can you do that? Very important. Listen carefully. Okay. Let's suppose you want to configure. So how can you do that? If you try to configure directly on it, it is going to throw an error. If I'm trying to put, it is taken, but might be in your case, it is going to throw an error. So let me just complete and I'll tell you the another way around. So this is just done. So your certificate has been configured. But in your case, what you have to do that, if you're trying to do the configuration, just put the Control Shift Alt. Once you put that, there is a small window is going to open. Control Shift Alt. You just go here and here is the small window. You just paste anything here. Then it is going to paste correctly. I'll show you later stage how it is going to happen. So always use Control Alt Shift together. So this small window is going to open. Then you text input. Then this small window is going to open here. And here you have to paste the configuration. Then it is going to take in router. It is not going to throw an error. So if you want to get out from this window, again put Control Shift Alt and it is going to be get out from window. So right now I just copy and it is copy. So this configuration has been done. We are creating the certificate. We are installing in the NVRAM. So we have to export this in the NVRAM for the certificate as well. So I'll just copy this command and I'll paste it here. So this is going to be exported. You just have to put enter. So certificate is going to copy in the NVRAM, right? What next? You have to make this server as a TFTP server exactly with the same name, pki.ca. Don't have to change anything. So this is going to become a server, TFTP server, where other device is going to copy the certificate. All right. Now your job has been done and just do write the configuration. That's all. Now, if I want to check whether my certificate is available or not, so I simply exit from here and I check the DIR. And this is my DIR. Let me put DIR and we have the NVRAM, right? Because we use the NVRAM for the all certification part. You can see this is a directory we use for the copy the certificate. So you put the NVRAM from here and put enter. So see, this is your certificate, pki.ca. And if you just run the command more, you have to put a directory first. More, you have to go in the NVRAM and you just put this pki.ca. This is my certificate. So this is my certificate which has been granted by the root CA. Now we have to install this certificate on the all devices step by step. And then we have to grant them step by step. So now I'm not going to continue from here because I will do that. It will take again 45 to 1 hours. So tomorrow we'll continue from here. Is it fine to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you all tomorrow once I'll complete this lab, after that you will start doing this lab, okay? And then we can have the hands-on experience. So for time being, we can close the session. Let's connect tomorrow 10 a.m. and then we can continue from here.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
I
Thank
got
you
the
very much.
videos.
Thank you all. Yeah.
I got the videos,
Thank you.
recorded videos.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
thank you, sir.
Some lectures are missing.
Yeah, sure. It is going to be there, right?
सर
Some
व्हाट्सएप पे
lectures
वीडियो
are
भिजवा दो
missing.
ना
Sorry.
सर व्हाट्सएप पे वीडियो भिजवा दो ना वीडियो की मेरे पास
This
लैपटॉप
video
नहीं
is on YouTube today. Today live is a YouTube live. Let me share the link. You guys can watch the YouTube if you want to. It's available on the YouTube. Let me share the link.
ओके श्योर
So it is going to be updated, but let me
सर
share.
पोर्टल पे भी आ जाएगा ना?
Yes, portal पे आ जाएगा.
ठीक.
चलो थैंक यू वेरी मच सर
Thank you.